We're talking a lot about how Haymitch never gets off the train. Like, he gets to go home, but then he doesn't get to live in his house. He never gets to just be a son and a brother ever again. His story becomes the one that the Capitol wrote for him. The victor, the rascal, eventually the drunkard. I don't think we're talking enough about the very end of the first book, where Katniss and Peeta have just gotten back on the train to go back to District 12. And Katniss says, "With the capital growing further away every second, I begin to think of home, of Prim and my mother, of Gale. I excuse myself to change out of my dress and into a plain shirt and pants. As I slowly, thoroughly wash the makeup from my face and put my hair in its braid, I begin transforming back into myself. Katniss Everdeen, a girl who lives in the seam, hunts in the woods, trades in the hob. I stare in the mirror as I try to remember who I am and who I am not. And that's the thing. Those are all descriptors of who she has been. And they're all also things that she never gets to be again. She's trying to just be Katniss Everdeen. She can't. She's the Mockingjay from here on out, whether she knows it or not. She doesn't know it yet. She's never going to be just Katniss to anybody ever again. Except maybe Peeta in the very end. A girl who lives in the seam. She's not going to be that anymore. She's going to go live in the Victor's Village. She's going to bring her mother and Prim with her. And she's going to go back to that old house with Buttercup. Because Buttercup is a metaphor for Katniss, and Buttercup and Katniss don't feel like they belong in the Victor's Village. They're going to go back to that old house in the seam that technically still remains in the Everdeen family name. And they're going to sit there and miss their old life. Because it might have been miserable, but it was theirs. Hunts in the woods. She's not going to get to do that for much longer either. Because Snow has eyes in the woods, and Snow does not want her in the woods. Trades in the hob. Hob's going to burn down. This question of who she is and who she is not, she doesn't get to be who she is from here on out. This is the train that Katniss never gets to get off of either. From this moment on, identity becomes a tool. And so does Katniss.